calls just seem to continue to pour on in one after the other. Now, I did want to incorporate the audio clip for the news clip for this, but for some reason it wouldn't let me download it, so I have to go strictly off of the article. But that's okay because we're gonna still get this story out here regardless. So the person in this picture's name is Jinsi Mikado, and he is, as they call, a naturalized citizen, and he is a Trump supporter. Now, to my knowledge, I believe he voted for him in both the two times that he did vote for him. But this time was a little bit different, and now he's questioning his support of the current commander-in-chief. The reason being is because Jinsi here was wrongfully detained by ICE agents, and he's questioning his vote. And the thing is, I had heard about this, but I didn't think to look into it. And then I saw it again. It popped up on in the algorithm on YouTube, and I didn't see a picture of the guy. And then I went and just typed in U.S. citizen detained by ICE. And this is what came up. It actually happened on March 7th. Well, actually, no, it happened. The story got put out there on March 7th, but I think it happened about maybe either yesterday or 2 days ago. It was very, very recent. But let's go ahead and see what they're talking about. A United States citizen detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, also known as ICE, officers in Northern Virginia. It actually happened in Manassas, Virginia. Says he is now questioning his vote for President Donald Trump last November. Jinsi Mikado, a naturalized citizen, said he was in a car stopped by agents while on his way to work in Manassas in the DC suburbs, where a large-scale immigration enforcement operation took place earlier in the week. He says they just got out of the car with the guns in their hands and say, "Turn off the car, give me the keys, open the window." Everything was just really fast, he told Telemundo 44 and NBC4 Washington. Newsweek reached out to ICE for comment via email Friday afternoon. And it says ICE has been empowered to conduct increased enforcement action across the country, including the raids in Virginia earlier this week, attended by Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem. With promises of mass deportations from President Trump, agents are coming under increasing pressure to deliver, with other reported incidents of U.S. citizens arrested. Trump has recently made significant gains in favorability and approval among Hispanic Americans despite or because of his sweeping immigration policies. And see, we can tell clearly that this guy is definitely south of the Borderian. Well, he might be born here and everything like that. But see, the thing is, you look at this guy, you look at that name, and he has an accent, because I actually did hear the news clip myself, and he does have an accent. And we can tell that English is definitely not his first language. And the fact that he did an interview with Telemundo tells you everything you need to know right there. It says Mikado, who said he voted for Trump in November, told NBC he was on his way to work with two other men when ICE agents stopped them Wednesday morning. He said the agents were looking for a man with a final order of removal who had given Mikado's home address. The U.S. citizen said he knew no one of that name and offered to show the agents his ID, as they had not asked to see any. He says, "I was telling the officers if I give him ID, but he said to keep my hands up, not moving," Mikado told the outlet. "After that, he told me to get out of the car and put the handcuffs on me. And then he went to me and said, how did I get into this country, and if I was waiting for a court date or if I have any other cases. I told him I was an American citizen, and he looked at his other partner like, smiling, saying, 'Can you believe this guy?' Because he asked the other guy, 'Do you believe him?' While ICE agents did eventually release Mikado, the other two in the vehicle were taken away. The incident had affected his faith in the president, he said. He says, 'I voted for Trump last election, but because I thought it was going to be the things, like just go against criminals, not every Hispanic looking like that, they will assume that we are all illegals.'" Y'all, what have I told y'all? I told y'all that ICE is cranking up. A lot of these Hispanics that voted for this man, y'all literally are voting for them to come after you. It don't matter if you are a naturalized citizen or if you were born here. If you look the part, you have the name, and if you have an accent, they're going to assume that you are not here legally, because ICE literally has made y'all the poster child of deportation or illegal immigrants. Y'all have literally become the face of that, because most of the ones that have come over here look just like this guy. So they can't differentiate, and they're not going to spend their time trying to do so. So at the quickest assumption, they're going to automatically think, oh, this person definitely shouldn't be here. They definitely look suspicious. Let's go after them. Let's continue. It says Democratic Northern Virginia Representative Don Beyer on X said ICE detained a U.S. citizen in Northern Virginia with guns drawn. He offered to show ID and told the officers he was an American citizen, but they handcuffed him anyway. The man is a Trump voter but says he is reconsidering his support after he was targeted for being Hispanic. Secretary Noam on X following the raids Tuesday says Northern Virginia is safer this morning after a successful operation getting criminal aliens and gang members off of our streets. Thank you to our brave enforcement officers. Now, those two responses are very night and day. You have the Democratic person that seems a little bit more concerned with what's going on with this dude. And then you have Kristi Noem, who's on the side of Trump, who he voted for, is saying something completely different, of saying getting these criminal aliens and gang members off our street. In other words, she could have just looked at this guy, not knew that he was an American citizen, and just threw him into the category of being a gang member or a criminal or someone that's just here illegally that needs to be sent back to wherever they came from. It was unclear at time of publishing if an investigation was underway into Mercado's temporary detention. Increased ICE activity continues to be reported across the country. So there you go. So, I mean, I can't bring myself to feel bad for the dude. Like we say, you got what you voted for. You voted for this. Y'all, like, that's the part that he heard, just like everybody else. Illegal immigration, deportation, the economy, and DEI. Those are the things that they heard. And now what's going to end up happening is a lot of the people who are quote unquote Hispanic, or as I call them, south of the Borderian, whether they are from the south of the Borderian or they were born here, they are now going to be on high alert. This right here, this story right here is going to open up a whole can of worms for a lot of those who did vote for him, and even those who probably didn't vote for him, because now they are coming after you. I cannot bring myself to feel bad. Do not reach out to us to help y'all. You are literally on your own. I said this blanketly about them, and I say it specifically to this guy. Hold your own cojones.
Lord, I'm having a heart attack. Damn, this is some scary shit.